Good morning. To be able to sleep, one even doesn't know that it does that, but it just leaves behind at once all his attachments to stories and to the one he knows himself, to the one he identifies with. So the same, if you want to be silence, to be even in silence, you just forget, give up all stories and the one you identified with. At once. It happens at once. For that, you need very much to be tired and to want to go for sleep. So the same for silence. You want very much to be that. At once. That's all. So if suddenly maybe it's better this way, yeah? Okay. So if you have any something, yeah, you know, nowadays we bring everybody here. You don't mind? Yeah. Hi.
Hello. I've been here on Tuesday for the first time.
Yeah.
I've been with you. And before I left, you said something that really struck me.
Okay.
Maybe I understood wrong, but you said, after all, there's nobody here.
Yeah. Even if you understood wrong, it's perfect.
So, everyone's empty.
But you know the ocean is not seen if there are no waves.
Right?
But now you know that the ocean expresses itself sometimes quiet, sometimes with waves. But you don't forget it's ocean. You don't forget that there is nothing.
There's nothing before, it comes from nothing.
It's simply nothing. And even don't make a concept of nothingness.
Yeah.
It's just because there is no word to indicate better. Lucky. So I will just suggest, don't make it an experience, and if it is an experience, know that it's an experience only. Yeah? Okay.
Thank you.
Lucky Luke.
Hello, you.
Lucky Luke.
Well, we'll see if I'm lucky. Right. Tuesday, we had this interaction. You may not remember.
It's long ago, huh?
Yeah. You were not here anyway, so whatever. So the point is, in fact, it strokes me at some point because I started doing blah 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 blah. And at some point, it was silent, and at some point, you say, "Oh, okay, it's good," or whatever you said, "Oh, c'est bien, voilà," or something like that. And when I went back, it was, what the fuck? Why did she say that?
I don't even remember.
No, I'll tell you.
But okay.
And then at this point, I said, "This was fun." And when you said that,
Mm-hmm.
I had a funny feeling or impression, and it struck me after what happened, which is, in fact, nothing happened. But when you said that, woof, I kind of came back.
Okay.
And then I realized, this was the thing. In fact, there was nothing, which was what you were aiming at. But the point is, I did not realize it because I was not there either. And
It's very clever,
you have to follow, guys. It's going to the context. And then I realized, but that's tricky now because I can't reproduce this because I say, okay, I have to train to do this again, make it a practice. And of course not. But then I realized, it's not going to work because even if it works, when it succeeds, no one will be there to see it. You see? I say, fuck, it's not going to work.
So you see better to do nothing.
Yeah, but that's the point. In fact, and then I said, how can I do that? In fact, I don't know how to do that. and of course, there is nothing to do but blah. And then, and you get the answer this morning. The introduction, I said, in fact, I know how to do that because I'm doing it every day when I'm sleeping. When I go to sleep, I just kind of let go naturally. And I said, okay, now this is where I stand, and this is, so far I'm there. I realize that when there is no one, there cannot be an experience. Well, I knew that intellectually, but now I realize the problem. This means I won't be able to remember if it works or not.
Don't make it a problem.
No, of course not. Yeah, okay. So now I kind of, all the jingle I had in my mind by knowledge aligning, if you want. Yeah? No one, no experience. Wow. So I can't make it an experience myself. I can't try because nobody will be here to see it. So where do we go from now? I'm stuck, of course.
No, absolutely nowhere. You are stuck if you go somewhere.
Of course, if I intend, yeah. And I say, even if this intention would work, then the intention will dissolve when the I is gone. So I say, it can't be solved by the mind at least. Yeah.
That is true. It cannot be solved by the mind.
So the problem is set, there is no problem, but I'm fucked, so the I, poop.
I will always be the winner or fact. So
Say it again.
I has two ways to be. Or is a winner,
Yeah.
or is a fact one.
Fact.
Fact.
Yeah,
Fact
fact,
one.
yes, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct, yes. But in both positions, the non-I is not interested in that, you know? The seeker is not interested in these two positions anyway, so...
He has to disappear.
Yes.
Why should he be a seeker?
Yeah, of course, of course. So I see no issue except coming here every time, and we play this no one game until clock. until it stays, right?
It will never stay. That is the strange
Sure.
idea.
Yes, of course, yes. I knew that. Click, sorry. All this knowledge is finally useful.
You know, this knowledge appears naturally here, but it is not to maintain a knowledge. It is so that at the right moment, the vigilance will make a particular knowledge pop up, like, oh, I still believe in permanency, or oh, where am I? I'm landing somewhere. It's not. It's a knowledge which helps for that. For the last, I don't know, there is no last, but for the mind, it looks like for the last blow.
Yeah, the last moment, just before it dies, kind of.
So remember that and remember that.
2 fingers. Yeah.
2 fingers.
Great, victory.
Vigilance, fuck you.
Okay. I hope it's on the camera, right?
It will. At least it's the last gesture maybe I can do before dying, you know. Because words are more complicated.
Yeah, sure.
These gestures are good. Okay, go back.
Okay. I'll be back anyway.
You know, in Tiruvannamalai, there is a lot of that kind of talks with French. There is a really French club with taking chai, always being, and there is nobody taking chai and all that. It's, they love that. So, let that club not come here. Means I understand. But you see, it's funny, but at the same time, then you banalize it also. Be careful. Of course, I love to laugh, it's not the point. But be careful, okay? That's what I always say, there is definitively somebody taking chai.
And I hope for him that someone is paying also.
Not with me, and a believer. But you see, this kind of talk anyway is very good in a way, as long as one wants or needs to talk, because it removed at least many concepts which brings one in time outside to reach something. So that's great. Here at least nothing much is given to the mind, and so of course you can still speak about that, but yeah, there is a kind of real fast. To pass. My master never, ever, in all the time I met him, said, there is nobody here. Never. It's interesting, no? I cannot repeat enough the danger of making philosophy or religion out of what you cannot make anything out of it. You see, it's a natural tendency of the mind, but be vigilant. That's all. That's why you see in Satsang there is no real teaching. It is the indication is given, it looks to the one who demands, and it will be according to the demand, some indication will be given. Now, of course, if it is in books, it looks like a teaching. But a life, it is not. It's just a spontaneous reaction to what the seeker brings. That's why also I say, if you still search, even if it doesn't look like, who knows, tell it, express. You will not lose anything. You may lose what is too much, that's all. And you see what comes after the silence, often a few words are there. No, it's an inspiration. It is not like it has to be this way. It's an inspiration. It's a hopeless expression, and yet it's inspiring. Yeah. Could you give her this?
I think it was last satsang.
A little more, yeah.
You said something like, trust is not enough.
Just?
Trust is not enough.
Just is not enough?
Trust.
Trust. Oh.
You said trust is not enough.
Trust is a wonderful path to go to the source.
But it has to be a fact.
It has to be a fact, and for that you have to go and sleep, so forget about trust.
Okay, I start sleeping. This really hit me because this really hit me because
Yeah, sure.
I cannot say it's a fact. It's
Yes,
just,
you see, if you are a seeker, it's the best you can do. It's to trust. You just trust. And it works.
okay.
But when it works, it's when you left trust behind too. Because you cannot bring anything and anybody with anything here. Not that there is nobody, but there is not somebody. So don't worry. But hear this too. Okay? Because you remember, the one who trusts today was doubting before. Isn't it? So I find it's a blessing to trust in this direction. Means no direction. It's like you see when you still are on a path at the bank of the Ganga, for example, and you hear, oh, it's still more sacred and more beautiful at the source of the Ganga. So your journey is towards the source. Once you are at the source, there is no source. Unless you enjoy too much the source, but that's another thing. I guess I'm very understandable. You see, I insist to tell often not to follow the mind, because if I remember well, when I was with my master, actually the life he offered me was full of obviously that. It was full of, what to say, freedom, freed from the mind. But I lived that with him. But in my mind, it was never not. It was always, but there is something more. There is something more. I still have to learn more. And so on, and so on, and so on, and that blah blah can last years. And then it can disappear at once. So you be aware of that. Be aware of that. I'm sure that even not to speak out of satsang, of course, it doesn't depend on satsang also, but in satsang it's possible too that you are just what you search. You are just nakedly what you search. But because you listen to your mind, you make it still a journey. hear this. Oh, but it cannot be because I still experience this and that. It is nothing to do with experiences. Experiences belongs to somebody. That will not change, and if it changes, it's not in your hand. So you have not to work on that. Is it clear? If not, comes it. Like, I'm sorry to speak of myself, but I think you can relate also to that. That's what I do. When I met first my master, I said, he asked me, what do you want? I said, cosmic consciousness, because it was that I could conceive the most. But I told him, but if you know more, I want that more. You see, that was a vicious something because I conceived that he will open a much more vast mind. It will be with a much more vast mind that I would be like him, for example. You see the talk of the mind. So be very, very vigilant. There is nothing wrong that the mind speaks. But no, if it is the mind, ha ha ha. Not more than that. Now I have no secret left, I tell you. I tell you all my traps and all where you may not go more than what I did. Thank you. What a chai, my goodness. I thought I was quiet today. This is my kind of silence. Don't imitate me, I already told you. So to clear up maybe an idea. Here there is no karma, as there is no samsara. But if you consider the apparent I, there are karmas, there is a samsara, and it's seen because when you come to satsang, suddenly your life becomes more messy than before. It's a blessing. You are burning your karmas. But who you are has absolutely no karma. So, quiet and quiet. It reminds me that there is a belief in spirituality that when you get free, when you are free, you see all your lives at once and the karmas at once passing by. So you believe, so it happens. It has nothing to do with any truth. Since you believe it, it happens. It can happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen what you believe, but it can happen. Nothing to do. There is no proof. There is no proof, no sign. All this bullshit. But you see, it makes suffer. It makes one search. It makes suffer. No need. No need to suffer. One suffers enough with his own karma. No need of an extra one. Ay, ay, ay. So, that's what I say, you see, the personal journey, let's say even the personal journey which finally ended, okay? If that one, like I did the last time, or anyone tells the journey, his own personal journey, will appear the experiences of his personal beliefs. And it may not happen at all unless you believe the same to somebody else. So it is not an example. It can be an inspiration, I insist. But don't copy, don't believe, oh, this didn't yet happen to me, so I am not yet there. This is totally fake. Whatever story you tell, it's personal. Your personal beliefs appear to disappear. But don't make it's like this that it will happen. It's very important to hear this. Yes, come, please. Now there is a chair.
Oh no.
Yes. No, please, no, it's too late. Now you come. Yes, fact. Then what? I see better and I hear better.
Shall I sit next to it?
Whatever.
I just want to ask if you could talk about is keeping quiet, because
If I talk about keeping quiet, I am not keeping quiet. Okay? Okay.
because when I sit quietly,
Yeah.
like here,
Yeah.
then there's always thoughts coming all the time.
But why you say you are quiet then?
No,
You
I wanted you
refer to what?
Yeah, I'm trying to be quiet inside.
You are trying to be quiet. Are you quiet or you are trying
I'm not.
to be quiet?
That's a question.
If you are trying, yeah, it's a big trouble. Don't try, then you keep quiet. Who cares about what's going on and what you see or not see? Who cares? That's what I say. It's about the one I see, about the Brahman I contact now.
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with what you really wanted to be, isn't it? It's really nothing to do with what made you come to satsang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so who cares what this guy lives? It is his own whatever. Okay? And there, of course, you don't have much to say. It's not much in your hands. But who cares? So who you really are, which is always available. It's when you keep quiet, it's obvious. Don't try to work on anything. Doesn't matter, there is a lot. Doesn't matter, in fact.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You are not less yourself if such a activity is there or not. You heard? You are not less yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course it's a blessing when somebody can also keep quiet sometimes. It's just a passing by blessing. Like a good cup of wine.
I see or I know that I still have a belief about this event in one's life. Not
Maybe your event is not to have an event. You read so many testimonies, isn't it? So many stories. And they had all an event. And what about those who didn't have an event? They are not in the books, but they exist. You are what you are just now. Just now. If there is no event, there is no event. If there is an event, there is an event. I mean, there is no law. It is freed from laws.
I find it very difficult to give this one up. somehow.
Yeah, because the seeker wants to win. He wants to be an hero. I gained it. Even if you say, oh, it's not a gain, it's not an achievement, this is knowledge that you acquired. But if there is I'm a seeker, for example, he wants to win. He wants to get it. He wants to be enlightened. And there will be an event. There will be a glimpse. Not lasting as any event. But it will be strong in the memory. Ah. Then I can tell my story. Be freed from that. You are yourself already before you are born. I should have said already before you search, and more than that, before you are born. So, does he need an event? Yeah. That's what I say. All those books full of testimonies may inspire, but there is the other side of the inspiration. It gives the concept that the split second will be ha and so on. Why it was, for example, ha for me is because I had a special concept which left me. Okay? So I can tell up to there. But it has, as I say, it has nothing to do with the event. And everybody has different things in this cocoa. You are free, because what is the discovery, if it is a discovery at all? Discovery means event, but what it is. I was always myself. Not as I, not as you, of course, but I was always myself. So it didn't need an event, it did not need anything. It's just, this I cannot speak about. I don't know I don't know what's going on. It makes you speak this way. I don't tell, I cannot speak that way. So don't worry. If you still worry, don't worry. If you still want to do something, keep quiet. Know that what appears this and what appears that, it's not it. Keep quiet. Knowing very well it's not about keeping quiet, but my goodness. I'm very clear for myself. Nothing is lacking in anybody. It's already there. It's the cocoa who says, cocoa! You say in English, cocoa. In French we say cocoa. Coconut. And you have not to cut the coconut or let it fall. It's just a coconut. Hi.
It seems to me that the only obstacle for me is just
You
that,
hear? Je didn't hear.
that the obstacle
Yeah.
for me
Yeah.
is that I don't look at my real self, who I really am, but I'm looking for the well-being of this body, mind,
For the well-being.
well-being,
Yeah.
the happiness, the health.
Well, but that's human. So it's normal. I mean, it's natural for a human.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but I always confuse my search
Ah, yeah. For that.
for that.
You see it? It's already very good to see that.
But how to drop it? How to?
Maybe you have not to drop it, you have just to see it. You see, me too, I prefer sun and comfort, and why not? But I cannot confuse. Because I know it's the way the appearance will go on. All the beings, even a duck, you see, searches sun and he puts his wings like this, he's so happy. All what is living search for being well. Huh? So we are part of that. But what about who am I? Just ask a question and stay where it leads you. Just ask the question.
I could never ask.
That's what I say. Just ask now the question. Give yourself this moment. Just ask a question. And be where it leaves you. Ask. Okay. Whenever you do that. Once. Okay? And don't work on not being uncomfortable. Don't care about that. Just ask this. Okay. Thank you very much.